What's going on, everybody? My name's Crypto Corey. It's been a minute, hasn't it? We're gonna have a little bit of a focus on VV and just the overall crypto market, but we are gonna talk about a few different things, including some awesome stuff that's happened in the BatCow community lately. Also, a couple of new NFT projects that are popping up. I want to thank you for joining me. Please click a like in this video and subscribe to this channel, and click the bell notifications if you want to get updates. So, VV. First things first, right? Let's get to VV. So, prominent YouTubers or just recognized YouTubers in the VV space have started cashing out, selling all their collectibles and cashing out. And you know something? I got nothing for those people. I have no advice for people who are selling right now. I have an issue actually with selling and people getting on YouTube and selling at this point in the market. It would kind of be like, how many people were following you? You know what I mean? You or this YouTuber, everyone's following you. You're saying you believe in VV, right? You believe this project, and then here you are at the bottom of the market selling, and these people might be following you, and they're like, oh my gosh, he's sold now. Well, I need to sell my stuff. And all of a sudden, you've lost money, right? So I'm going to go over some possible explanations for why someone would be selling right now with the current state of VV, and I'm going to debunk why they should not be selling. I'm going to basically debunk their reason for selling, and I'm going to tell you why you should not be selling your NFTs right now. Like, this is the worst time ever to be selling anything at all. Like, literally, in the regular stock market, in the regular market, like your houses and stuff, this is not a time to sell. This is a time to accumulate. This is the time to hodl. But let's just go over some reasons. So, first reason, because you think VV's done. It's dead, it's crashing, it's gone. Now, dead is in volume. Yeah, the volume's pretty gone. It looks dead from all appearances. But that doesn't mean that this is a rug pull all of a sudden. It just means that people really don't have interest, and people aren't spending money to put into VV. We're not in a bull market. We're in a bear market. So I just want to go right off the bat, and any person who's just claiming that VV's dead, they don't believe in the project. And if they ever claimed that they believed VV, then they only believed it for monetary purposes and monetary purposes alone. And as we know, if you do things based upon trying to make money, then you're fearful right now. When you're fearful, you're selling. That's because you're too emotionally attached to it. You gotta take that money side and just throw it away. That money angle of investing into NFTs and stuff. NFTs in the future are not going to be this, every single NFT is $1 million. That's just not going to exist. NFTs are going to be mostly game type related, accessory related, access pass related. And then for the most part, it's going to be medical records. It's going to be receipts, ticket stubs, airplane tickets, vouchers. That's what NFTs are going to be in the future. But yes, we do have collectibles, we have art, we have music, we have movies. That stuff is going to be there too, and VV falls under those categories of that more collectible side of NFTs. So for the sake of argument, we're going to stop talking about NFTs. We're going to talk about digital collectibles, because that's what VV is. And for you to just speculate and say that digital collectibles are just all of a sudden done and you're gonna get out at a loss, I mean, hopefully maybe broke even, but these YouTubers are getting out, and it's disappointing to say the least. Next reason that someone could be selling, maybe they're hard up for money. Maybe they had a car breakdown or a medical bill or something, and now they feel like they need to sell VV. Now, I'm gonna explain still why you should not be selling your VV. First things first, been harping this for a long time. I know this sounds crazy. You need to have 3 to 6 months of emergency savings built up outside of all investments, and the reason for that is for a situation like this. A medical issue happens, a car needs to be fixed, something happens, and you all of a sudden need access to capital, but your capital is locked up in collectibles and Veve. Yeah, you're going to be losing money left and right when you're trying to get that money back. So you need to have savings. So for you to say that you're broke means that you started off on the wrong foot. Essentially, yeah, you started investing in a Veve incorrectly. You were spending money you did not have, whether it's cash or not. You did not have this money because this money is meant to take care of you. This is money for your livelihood, for your family, for your church. If you're going to donate money, this extra money needs to be allocated in cash aside away from Veve. And then after that, after you've got those things taken care of, you can now go into Veve. And before that, you should be getting rid of debt. Before you even have savings, you need to get rid of all the debt you own. Debt serves no one anything good. I'm a firm believer as the borrower is slave to the lender, correct? And I want to be a slave to nobody. So, don't go in debt. Have an emergency fund. No excuse for selling your Veve collectibles at the bottom of a bear market because you're hard up for money. Next one. This one's my favorite. I hear this one a lot. I need this money to go into other investments, or I need this money to start a business. I'm going to generate money by selling at a loss. That's the thought, right? That maybe I'm at a loss, or I've broken even, or I have a tiny profit, but I'm going to go ahead and sell all my Veve collectibles now at the bottom of a bear market so I can allocate that money to building a company or to putting into a different type of investment. The reason why that's wrong is because you're, again, fundamentally doing things backwards and correct. If you want to start a business, you start a business with capital, cash up front. You need to be selling your assets at a gain, at profits, and you need to stockpile that money, and you already have that money. That money is already there. So whether you earn that money from your income or you've sold off previous investments and made your profit, those are the only two reasons that you would have cash on the side in order to start your business. One of which that should not be there is in the moment you're trying to start a business, during the bottom of a bear market, you're trying to sell off some of your investments so you can start a business. It's just bad practice. It's just a bad way of thinking about your money. You need to think about every dollar that you have is allocated in specific places for specific purposes. This way, if I'm getting out of a project, it's because I think this project sucks, or, oh my gosh, this project is a major profit. I'm going to get out of it now so I can capital on these gains. But none of which should be, oh, I believe in Veve, but I'm going to cash out, or I need to start a business, so I'm going to take this good investment or this risky high reward investment, and I'm going to just get rid of it for no reason, just so I can start a business that might equally go down in flames. Average business lasts less than 2 years, especially if it's going to be a retail, or if it's going to be a business like a food industry business, if it's service related. So that excuse makes no sense to me. So basically, don't sell your crap right now. Accumulate or just hodl. You don't have to invest more money into the app, but I would urge you right now, if you have no savings, we're already in a recession. I know they're claiming we're not in a recession, but we are, and it's only going to get worse. I believe that the crypto market will detach. That still doesn't mean I'm going to be selling. It just means I'll be buying and buying and buying and buying, right? And we sell during a bull market, and some of my investments are going to do very well, and I'm going to sell in major profit. Some investments, I might hodl them so long that maybe they just aren't valuable anymore. And maybe Veve is amongst them. I don't think so. I think Veve is going to be more valuable than all of my initial purchases and all of my initial all-time high values. I think that'll be greater, in 2020, late 2024, early 2025. But I gotta tell you, you need to be accumulating, you need to be hodling. If you want to start a business, hodl and accumulate cash. Right now, I'm cash rich. I'm 50% of all of the money I would have invested, did invest, have all of my income or my worth right now. 50% of it is cash, literal cash, and a bunch of it, I kid you not, is physical in the hand cash that I can touch in a moment's notice. If, let's just say, the internet goes down, I can barter and trade in cash. So, and that this for investment purposes and for emergency funds. That's what that cash is for. So, and the rest of it's in various investments, and I'm spread out. I'm spread out in the stock market. I've got index funds. I've got mutual funds. I've got individual stocks. I've got precious metals. I've invested into shoes, like physical shoes, Funko Pops, Disney pins, Pokemon cards, you name it. I pretty much invested in a collectible. Veve NFTs, I've got Palm NFTs, I've got OpenSea NFTs that are based on ETH. I've got stuff that's basically through Binance. I've just got this large collection of so much stuff. And like, I'm even looking at, right now everything's cheap and low. I'm looking at potentially accumulating physical property and renting it out for the future. But the market's just not quite there yet. I'm paying attention, but if I find a good entry, I'll get into it. If not, we'll figure something out later. But basically, you need to diversify yourself. You need to make sure that when the bull market's back on, yeah, some of your investments may not recover. Some of your investments might do well, but maybe not as good as others. But when you are diversified, the hits aren't as bad, and the good times are just good times. You may not, make 1,000x, but you're pretty secure in the fact that you're going to be making, in my opinion, well over what most mutual funds and index funds would be making, which is like, let's just say around 12%. So I can guarantee you that, or not guarantee, but in my mind, I'm making more than 12% on all of my investments. Now, maybe some of them just crash and burn and go to zero or one gem or something like that, but I'm gonna hold on to it. Why not, right? It's just investment. It's just one of many of my investments. You have failures in life. And I think that's the last thing, if I'm going to leave you, and then we'll go on to some other stuff real quick. If I could leave you with one last thought, it's that you need to recognize that you are going to fail. You are going to fail. You're going to have failures in life. I invested a good bit of money, and I built a prototype for my own invention, which was an air conditioning unit that goes inside of a child stroller. And I even brought it to Disney when it was 93 degrees out and field tested it, and Disney accepted it. I was able to walk around Disney with it. It kept the stroller really cold, actually. It was below 70 sometimes in the stroller, which actually made me concerned because I had a 4-week-old baby at the time, and kind of you're in that 90-something degree weather and you're shilling, or you're just hitting him with below 60 temps inside of his stroller with the hoods and stuff on. But he was fine. But what I found out with that project, although the item was a success, the item was great. It worked. People loved it. I had people wanting to invest into my idea. But when it came down to crunching the numbers, and I was looking and seeing how much can I make per unit, how can I have to get multiple manufacturers to ship me the parts, and I have to assemble them in the United States. There's all this stuff that I was looking into, and I just could not make it work in a feasible way that I felt would have been marketable to people like you. So that's a failure, and I spend money on that. I've also spent money on things to advertise my NFTs. So I'm not only getting some of these NFTs, I'm actually having digital artists create content with my NFTs so I can use it as advertisement. Now that's just money thrown away completely. Even though I still have the advertisement, the art and stuff to use as the advertisement. So, I'm spending money all over the place. Some of these things are going to fail, never do well again. But then, some of these things, like I've done in the past, have done very well for me. Like in my eBay business, the collecting of physical collectibles like Disney pins and Pokemon cards has yielded me basically a third income. Maybe not like a full-time income, but like it was as if I had a part-time job and it was things I enjoyed. So you just got to diversify yourself. You've got to put yourself in all areas that you understand personally. I mean, I'm not telling you to do Pokemon cards and Disney pins, or I'm not telling you to do Veve. I'm just saying you need to be diversified in your investments. You need to have investments, and you need to do it with capital, not with allocated money, not with money that you need for life, not with emergency funds, not with debt, not with credit. That's not what you need to use all that stuff for. So, lastly, I know it's just gonna be real quick. Some big stuff has happened recently. We got a brand new project. It's called Broadside. So this is the next evolution of NFT storytelling. You get this Broadside character. You get all the copyrights to it. You can create T-shirts, Funko Pops with it. You also get a story with it, and you can actually publish that story and sell that story. I don't have all the details. But I know they had a whitelist. I did get on it, so I'm lucky that I'm definitely gonna get one of these. I'm gonna try to get more. Hopefully you're gonna try to get some of these, and it's a new PFP project. It is Ethereum based. You are gonna need a MetaMask, but go check them out. It's Broadside NFT. You can go to Twitter. It's at Broadside NFT. If you want to name drop someone, Matt Mason from the BatCow project, which we'll talk about here in a minute, he is heavily involved in this project. And, if he's involved in this project, I love what he's been doing with the BatCow community. I'm all for this project as well. Lastly, if you are a BatCow owner, this comic book that we've been voting on for this past 6 months, you can now use it and read it. So there is a readable comic. So you just go into your Legacy Cow comic like you normally would into your collection, and you can click on the readable, and I think we get the first chapter. I think they'll slowly dish out more chapters later on. And this is the official first DC comic book on the blockchain. So congratulations to all you BatCow owners, all you Legacy Cow comic book collectors. All of you have the very first comic book ever produced by DC on the blockchain. Now, in 2 days, on Thursday, October 27th, they are dropping 3,000, only 3,000, of what I think is the Superman comic. So it is literally the first DC comics coming out, and people are going to be all in on this thing. This comic is recently sold for over $5 million, the physical version. So now there's 3,000 of them coming out with some variant editions, so there's going to be more rare editions. All of these are going to be valuable. They're $9.99 to make this purchase. I don't know how the drop's going to go. I'm going to do my best to get this comic book. I will try to share with you what happens, but that's basically it. So accumulate, hodl, be smart. Please be smart. Don't just crash out of the market and tell everyone that you're doing it and you're going to start scaring all of your followers. I'm not telling my followers to even buy into the market. I'm just telling you historically, these are the types of investment practices that people who are successful do. And I'm just mimicking those. I'm not saying that I'm going to be successful in every project, but I'm diversifying, and my odds of doing well are up in comparison if I've got all my eggs in one basket. And if you want to, people talk about don't put all your eggs in one basket. As much cool as that sounds, you can absolutely put all of your eggs in one basket. Just don't take your eye off of that basket, and don't be negligent with that basket. So if you're selling your NFTs, your Veve collections right now, and you've been here for like a year or longer, or you've been here since the bull market, then you should have gotten out a long time ago. Just saying. And it was obvious. It was obvious. I watched my collection go from like 25K down to 16K down to like 3K. And then all of a sudden I land like an insane comic, and now I'm back in huge profit. But if that investment goes down, if my big investment, my profit, even right now in the bottom of the bear market, I'm in huge profit. But if for some reason, that just goes down and crash, I'm going to hold on to it. I'm going to hold on to it till that Amazing Fantasy 15 secret rare is worth $5. I don't care. If I'm going to stick to an investment, then I'm going to stick to it. Now, I might get out after, like, if we have a bull market and the VV verse is blah and the collections are blah, no one cares about it, Disney's left. If all of a sudden everything's gone and it's a bull market and we're like, 2024, and everything's going up and up and up, but our collectibles are not, yeah, maybe I'll just salvage it at that time. But at that time, for a fact it is dead. The last thing that you want is to buy these things during a bull market, sell them during a bear market, and then the next bull market, you could have made insane profits. I want to thank you for joining me again. Nothing I say is financial advice. Do not listen to me for financial advice. This is just information for your education. My name is Crypto Corey, and I will see you on the next one. Have a good day, y'all.